Welcome, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Anime Lounge Short Flights. Today, we are going to be covering episode 9 of Hell's Paradise after a 1 week break. Wasn't too bad.
Not
As
too bad, yeah.
always, as always, we are brought to you by the Anime Show. Make sure to check them out on Facebook and Instagram. Before we get into this, Lance, you kind of want to remind us what happened in this episode?
Sure. So the bulk of this episode revolved around Gabimaru leaving his crew and continuing forward by himself. He runs into the sun-haired looking Tensen. We find out that I think his name is Zhu Jin, and he just really has a really awesome battle with him. And in the end, we get to learn that there are seven total of these Tensens, and they're figuring out that Gabimaru and all the humans that have came to this island are someone to be feared compared to every other human that's ever stepped foot on this island.
Yeah, it was. I want to talk about that battle. That was
Yeah.
so intense. Visually, it was super cool.
Yep.
Um,
I really like how Gabimaru's fire is like super close to what you would expect to see in like a manga or something. Like it
yep.
has all those sketchy scratch marks and stuff like that. So I like the creative choice that they go through when it comes to his Ningen powers.
Yeah,
I
it
think they
was.
called it Ninpo is his type, his fire type.
Yep. So apparently that's just his specific types of ability where he can just use all these different fire esque abilities, I would assume.
Something because he's setting fire to stuff that he's touching, stuff that he leaves behind, or some. I guess we don't have anything completely laid out, but on that fight, he left like a little scratch mark on Zujin's face, and then it exploded in fire.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
we
just
don't really have the limits yet.
completely engulfed him. I think if Gabimaru had a little bit more power, I think he would have done some like long range fire ability against that flower creature thing at the end.
Yeah, that thing turned into a fucking dinosaur.
Yeah, it was so intense.
Uh,
Um, I did take a couple notice of things that the feeler antennas were the only thing producing the electricity. Everything else was full strength. It was really cool that you got to see the difference between the male and the female abilities. I feel like the female can do more finesse things. We saw it doing like that supersonic punches, while the male was doing all physical attacks.
sure.
So I think it was really cool to kind of see every iteration of the Tensen's essentially abilities and forms.
Right. And I liked at the end that we saw that all seven of the Tensons had preferences on which form they preferred to stay in. And
Yep.
it's very unique because we know that they can jump back and forth and they can use it as they want. But this is just a new concept to bring into anime about, just switching these genders and using them however they need. So it's
Yeah.
interesting.
And then you also get to see that Zhu Jin basically looks super weathered and
Oh, yeah.
the brink of death, you could almost guess. I wonder if that final metamorphosis, you could call it, is like its last resort form, and it can only do that on the brink of death.
I can see that because it's probably going to consume a lot of that life force that the elixir has been giving them. And everybody was super pissed off at him because, well, not everybody, but the guys were mad at him. The leader, at least, was mad at him because he was essentially beaten by a human, and even this transformed state, it shouldn't have gone that far to begin with. So
Yep.
now I'm just curious on everybody's transformed state since this one can. Since we saw one of them, I want to see all of them. I mean, God, we just got introduced to these seven. I just want to know so much more.
Yeah, and I feel like we're gonna have to. I have a feeling we're gonna fight all of them to get off this island.
Eventually. Yeah, especially down to the original first guy, because we learned that it all started with one and then he eventually turned it into seven. So,
Yep, and we do find out Gabimaru is like, "Hey, I can't do this by myself. I need." He said, "What? 4 people is probably what he's gonna need."
oh, I think I missed that part. But yeah, it sounds a little familiar.
He was talking about. He's like, how many am I going to need to beat this? 2, 3, probably 4, I think is what he had
Okay.
said.
Yep.
Which is just in time for that one guy to come and at the end by the river, the end of the episode
Oh,
where,
yeah, the other Asaman and Criminal.
yep, I think
Yes.
Gabimaru is going to convince him that in order to leave or survive or even beat these things, everyone needs to kind of stick together.
Right.
I don't know
Yeah,
how
it's
that's
an
going to work.
expect. I don't know how either, but they need to come together now because they're essentially fighting seven gods, so everyone needs to work together.
Yep. Um,
I'm also going to be expecting little girl May
yep.
after she saved Gabimaru from that fight. We can see that she has an interest in Gabimaru. She has powers that can, rival these Tensen. So I would like to see May show a little bit more initiative and really be an asset to this team.
Yeah, and Zhu Jin knew who she was.
Oh, true. Yep.
So I want to know more about that. What's going on with that? I liked kind of talk about something else. I like the fact that they brought in at the end talking about what happened to everybody in the village. We finally get a conclusion with that, knowing
Yep.
what's going on.
Yep. Very
It
interesting.
it kind of seems like it's a ritual esque thing that Buddhists would do. Um, I'm not going to go into it because I don't know it well enough. And
Right.
basically, becoming spiritual and becoming a part of the exactly what they had talked about in the show. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. Very
Um,
interesting. The humans lasted longer than normal, and then they turned into trees and became one with the ground. So that was very
yep,
interesting.
yep. The other piece of information that we got is the two brothers are still alive.
Yeah, I had a feeling they were going to be alive. I mean, we didn't see them officially die, so
Yep. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you called that. So that was really cool. Getting to see that confirmation, getting to see basically we know everybody who's alive at this point. So I thought that was really good.
right,
So I'm
right. So
wondering.
we're approaching the end of the season. Well, we still got 10, 11, and 12, so three more episodes to go.
Yeah, I think so. Unless there's only I think there's 12. So it'll be just 3 more episodes.
Yeah,
This has
so
got to be
much
more
more
than one
has to
season.
happen. Oh my God, no. Yeah, so much more has to happen. So I wonder how they're gonna leave us hanging at the end of the season.
I think the season's going to end with I think Zhu Jin is going to be super pissed off that he didn't beat Gabimaru. He's going to go searching for him, and he's going to die. I think that's how the season's going to end. Just
Like
calling
a
it now.
fake death kind of thing.
No, I think he's going
Like,
to actually die. I think Zhu Jin is going to, because
okay,
Gabimaru is talking about how not a god, so it can die. We saw that before it took the elixir, it was probably really close to death.
right,
So
right.
if Gabimaru can fight with Yuzuriha or something along those lines, somebody else, somebody strong, that they are going to be able to beat one of these Tensins.
Okay. Yeah. And then maybe quickly grab the elixir to bring Gabimaru back to life or something at the beginning of the next season or something. Or maybe that's what the whole next season will be about. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just calling the end of season 1 is going to be that.
I can see it.
But yeah, I really can't wait. Another amazing episode, so visually stunning, keeps driving me in. I completely understand. The hype is real. I'm just going to say that.
For sure.
But that's all I got for this episode. Lance, anything?
Nope, that's good for me.
All right, cool. Thank you, everybody, for watching another episode of Short Flights. Make sure to check us out on, uh, sorry, make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube. Check out the anime show on Facebook and Instagram. Get all the information for next season. That's quickly coming. July is going to be here before we know it.
Right.
And drop us a comment. Let us know what you think of this episode. Have a good one.
Later, guys.